Okay, continuing on from the last video, the link to which is in the description, so if you haven't looked at that you probably should. I'm going to expand the functionality a little bit, and we'll make things a little bit different when we actually click on the objects so that we can actually start selecting them as a group. Should be pretty straightforward. We'll go back to the scripts virtually straight away. We'll start with the click on script, so the one attached to the prefab. We're going to change the way we do this a little bit too, so we're going to need a new variable. It's going to be public because we'll need to access it from the click script, but we don't necessarily need to see it in the inspector, so we're going to hide it. We'll say hide in inspector, create a public boolean, and we'll call it currently selected. We'll just set that to equal false when the object starts. Start can remain as is, but we'll want to change the click me script a little bit. Because we're no longer sort of going to be changing its status within this script, what we're going to do instead is do a check. So in click me, we're going to say if currently selected equals false. So if it's not selected, we're going to make the material, myRend material, equal red. So if it's not selected, it'll be red. Else, if it is selected, the myRend.material is going to equal green. Okay, that's cool and all, but currently there's no way for that variable to change, so that's what we're going to set up in a second. When it does though, what I'm going to do is we're going to alter this variable from the other script, and then we're going to tell it to run click me so that it can update itself. It might also be worth, just for safety's sake, in the start function, we'll run the click me function just so when the object's created, if it's not already red, it's going to set itself to be red. Alright, we'll go to click. Okay, in click, let's have a bit of a look. So at the moment, we do the raycast and then we run the function, which is very simplistic, and we want to expand on that a little bit. So if we cast the raycast and it hits something, we might have a bit of an option here. Let's create a reference to that component as opposed to just calling the function. We'll create a new thing. It'll be a click on object because it's going to be that component. We'll call it click on script. That'll do. And we're going to make it equal that. So we're going to create a new click on object called that. Click on script. It's going to equal the rayHit.collider.getComponent click on, so we can just more easily reference the functions and whatnot within that script without having to type that whole thing each time. Okay, so at the moment, what will happen if we click on it? It's going to get a reference to that script. It's going to store it, and what we will probably do, well, we could do a check. So we could say, okay, if click on script dot, what do we call it, currently selected, so we can access that public variable. If it equals false, you could do it again, click on script blah 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 dot currently selected equals true, so, and then you could do an else, keep going with that. Or, because all this is really going to do is toggle it, we could probably make it a lot more simplistic than that. What we'll do instead is just say click on script dot currently selected equals the opposite of click on script dot currently selected. So that's just going to toggle it. So if it's true, it'll go false. If it's false, it'll go true. Once we've done that, we're then going to need to run that function so that it updates itself. What is it? Click me. There you go. Cool. I believe that should cause it to toggle the objects, if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a bit of a look. Just checking I haven't missed anything. Nope. Alright, let's give that a go. It starts. Come on, Unity. There we go. Sorry, it's my computer, I think. We click, you can see it's toggling. We can also select multiple ones. Now, it's not a true selection. Having to deselect objects like this manually is quite painful. So we will expand on that one in the next video.